Let me be honest with you for a second. There is a moment that happens in parenting that nobody warns you about. You are sitting in the same room as your child, maybe a few feet away, and yet somehow you feel miles apart. You look at them and you love them more than anything in the world. But something is off. The conversation feels forced. The hugs feel routine. And deep down, underneath all the noise of daily life, you feel it. That quiet, unsettling fear that you are losing them before you ever really had them. That feeling is real. And if you have ever felt it, you are not a bad parent. You are an honest one. Here is what the research actually shows. The quality of the emotional bond between a parent and child does not just shape childhood. It shapes everything. The relationships they choose as adults, their confidence under pressure, their ability to trust, to love, to handle failure without falling apart. Scientists who study child development have followed families across decades, and the data is clear. Connection is not a nice to have. It is the foundation everything else is built on. So if you have been feeling like something is missing between you and your child, stay with me. Because what I am about to share with you is not a list of tips. It is a complete shift in how you think about connection, and it starts working the moment you apply it. Now before I go any further, I want to mention that we have related programs linked down below in the video description. If you are serious about transforming your relationship with your child, and you want support, structure, and real guidance to do it faster and more effectively than trying to figure it out alone, those resources exist for you right now. Most parents wait until things get worse before they look for help. Do not be that parent. The link is below. Go check it out when you are done watching this. Now let me take you somewhere for a moment. Picture a parent who does everything right on paper, shows up to every school event, pays for every activity, keeps the house running, keeps the schedule organized, does everything a responsible parent is supposed to do, but at the dinner table, there is silence. Not peaceful silence, uncomfortable silence. The kind where everyone is looking at their plate because no one knows what to say anymore. That is not a dramatic situation. That is Tuesday for millions of families. And the terrifying part is that it does not happen because anyone stopped caring. It happens slowly, gradually. It happens because connection requires intentional effort, and life makes it very easy to replace that effort with presence that looks like connection but is not. Being in the same house is not the same as being in the same world. Here is what I know about you. You probably work hard. You probably carry more stress than you show. You probably replay moments at night where you could have responded differently, been more patient, been more present. And you want more, not just for your child, for yourself. Because being truly connected to your child is one of the most profound feelings a human being can experience, and deep down you know you are not fully there yet. That awareness is not a weakness. That is the beginning of everything. Let me tell you what real connection actually looks like in practice, and why most parents miss it without ever realizing it. The first thing to understand is that children do not bond through big moments. They bond through micro moments. The 2-minute conversation while driving, the eye contact that says, "I see you," without any words. The moment you stop what you are doing, not because you have to, but because they are more important than whatever was pulling at your attention. Studies in developmental psychology show that children who experience consistent, small moments of emotional attunement with their parents develop stronger self-regulation, higher academic performance, better social skills, and significantly lower rates of anxiety and depression. And this is not just a theory. These are outcomes measured over years, across thousands of families, from every kind of background imaginable. 2 minutes. That is sometimes all it takes. But those 2 minutes have to be real. Here is where most parents get it wrong. They think connection is about doing something special, a vacation, a family game night planned for Saturday, a big meaningful talk, but by the time Saturday comes, the emotional distance has already grown another inch. Connection cannot be scheduled for weekends. It has to live in the ordinary moments, the ones that feel too small to matter, because those are the ones your child is actually absorbing and storing. Your child is always watching how you show up, not just when you are performing. Parenthood, when you are tired, when you are frustrated, when life is hard. Those are the moments that tell them who you really are, and those are the moments that either build or erode the bond between you. Now let me show you what this looks like when it actually works. Families who consistently practice intentional connection, not perfect connection, intentional connection, report something remarkable. Their children come to them. When things go wrong at school, they say it out loud instead of shutting down. When they are confused about something scary or confusing, they ask. When they are proud of something, they want to share it. That openness does not happen by accident. It is built, one small moment at a time, over weeks and months of showing up in ways that matter. And here is the number that should stop you in your tracks. Research suggests that by the time children reach adolescence, the emotional patterns established in earlier years become significantly harder to reshape. Not impossible, but significantly harder. That means the time you have right now, today, is genuinely precious, not in a greeting card kind of way, in a scientific, measurable, developmental kind of way. Every day you wait is a day the habit of distance gets a little more comfortable for both of you. So what does it actually take to start building that bond starting today? It starts with presence that is undivided, not physical proximity, mental and emotional availability. When your child is talking to you, they can feel whether you are actually there or just performing listening. Children are extraordinarily perceptive. They pick up on things we never say out loud. They feel the difference between being tolerated and being truly seen. It continues with curiosity. Ask questions not to get information but to show interest. Not what did you learn today, but what was the most interesting or the weirdest thing that happened. Not how was your day, but what made you laugh or what felt hard. The question itself sends a message. That message is, you matter enough for me to want to know you deeply. It deepens with consistency. Because connection is not a single conversation, it is a pattern your child learns to trust. And when that trust is established, something extraordinary happens. They begin to feel safe in your presence in a way that no amount of stuff or activity can replicate. That safety is the soil everything else grows in. Parents who build this kind of connection do not just raise children who are happier in childhood, they raise adults who know how to love, how to communicate, how to repair when things go wrong. The ripple effects of what you build right now will last for generations. That is not an exaggeration. That is the data. And look, I know some of you are watching this and thinking you are already behind. That too much time has passed. That the distance is already too wide. I want you to hear me clearly. It is not too late. But waiting makes it harder, and doing it without the right tools makes it slower. That is exactly why the programs linked in the video description below exist. Real guidance, real structure, built for parents who are serious about making this change not someday but right now. Parents who have used these resources describe this shift as one of the most meaningful things they have ever done, not just for their child but for themselves. The link is in the description. Everything you need to take the next step is waiting for you there. Your child does not need a perfect parent. They need you, present, intentional, and willing to show up. Start today. One small moment, one real conversation, one choice to put the phone down and look them in the eyes like nothing in the world matters more, because nothing does.